The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Nash Community College, the Board of Trustees of Nash Community College, or the North Carolina Community College system.
I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
Anything for my princess.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Lucky Streak.
Lucky Streak! Guys, welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I am Lettuce Brown.
Keen. Guys, this is a movie show where we talk about movie news, movie reviews, and everything in between. And a little bit of a change up here. You know, by the way, Mr. Tyler got a new job.
Yep.
I think he's enjoying it really a lot so far. So congratulations to Mr. Tyler Keen. He deserved it because the other one was driving him nuts.
Yes, it was.
So over here, we have the man, Xavier Johnson from FYI. He's our special guest today, filling in for Hunter Baker, the man with the two occupations in his name. How you doing, Xavier?
Good. How are you, Isaac?
Yeah, you like movies?
Yeah, I love movies.
I think you'll fit right in here,
What's
okay?
your favorite movie?
We just talked about this.
Hold on. Okay, Star Wars. Which Star Wars?
Pretty much all of them.
That's incorrect. But
Irrelevant.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Over here we got Mr. Christopher Darkins, the most elegant name with the most elegant beard.
We just got Chris. What's up, Chris?
See, it's not just Chris. It's more than just Chris. But guys, yeah, right into it. Time to go into some movie news. And Tyler, what we got up first?
Oh, we got, well, let me give some backstory to this. Apparently there's a lot of faith going back in Stephen King films, even after the whole Dark Tower debacle. But since the It came out, it has the highest grossing horror and rated R film of all time. They're buying up all the movie rights and making constant remakes. So they're remaking The Pet Sematary. That was a film from the late 80s, early 90s. And it's going to have John Lithgow in it, replacing Herman Munster.
Yeah, that's Herman Munster. Yeah, that's not his name.
Yeah, Herman Munster.
Oh, he played Herman Munster. What is his name? He does look like, just his face. I'm sorry if you're, the dude's probably dead, but like, yep.
He's the one that asked Joe Pesci what is two Utes? Utes? What is a Ute? Remember that? My cousin Denny. He was
yeah, it's been a long time. Been a very long time. But yeah, have you actually seen that movie, Pet Sematary?
Yeah, the first one's good. First one is like a cult classic. Second one, not so much.
There's a second one?
Yeah, there's Pet Sematary too.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not. That's news to me. I didn't know that. But Stephen King is known for writing these kind of like schlocky B-movie concepts and still having like really interesting characters and kind of like different ways they kind of pan out. He says he looks at story almost kind of like a fossil underground that he's just trying to uncover like this. So I think it's kind of ironic. With the Pet Sematary,
most of the stories write themselves.
Yeah, it's like, well, he says he doesn't know where the story is going to go. He doesn't outline the stories. So a lot of his movies always wind up kind of weird. Like, what's the Pet Sematary about? Because I'm curious.
Okay, let me start. Okay, it's a guy moves into town and he's got for his job, and he's got a wife, and he's got I want to say a kid. Yeah, he's got a kid, two kids, and he's got a cat, and the cat gets run over, and there's an old man in town talking about there's a pet cemetery, but behind it, don't bury anything in it because it's the old. He says the land's soured. He goes, it's the old Indian burial ground. So, but if you bury anything in there, it's going to come back. But instead of it coming, it comes back to life. But it's not really. It's like the corpse comes back, but there's a spirit inside of it.
Oh. So just like a Saturday night at my house.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean that sounds very Stephen King. I think now especially we have the.
That's where the whole concept don't bury in the Indian burial ground.
That all came from that.
Yeah.
And see, I had heard something about that. I've never seen the movie, but the big thing is now I'm kind of like you. Stephen King must be making a boatload of royalties because it seems like any book or like anything he's ever written has been even thought about, like probably just like whispered in the midst of like Hollywood halls, just like, you know.
Especially since last year.
Yes, yeah, especially since It was such a big success.
Since they sold It, all the books he had that never got movie rights have all been bought.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, and now we're in like the remake and soft reboot territory. I don't know where exactly they're going to go with this, but especially now with the effects and stuff we are able to do now.
See, but the first one was a low budget. Can you imagine this one having like an It budget?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this kind of schlocky concept is going to come to screen, but I just hope it doesn't. I hope it stays kind of small and not like the cat's going up there and now like there's millions of things flying just because they can.
Oh no, the cat was just the beginning. His son dies. It's like a 5-6-year-old boy, so he buries the boy out there in the graveyard, and the boy comes back.
This man's not very smart if he's burying everything in this Indian burial ground.
So he's like panicking. He doesn't know his wife to find out the boy's dead. So he buries the boy and brings him back, and the little boy is just killing people.
Oh. See, I mean, they could probably do that pretty well, and it probably wouldn't have to be like this big CGI fest. And who knows? I mean, might be another great one. Might be a solid 32% Rotten Tomatoes and a complete flop. But I don't know. Guys, do you have any opinions on this?
What's your favorite Stephen King movie?
It, pretty much. I really enjoyed It. The old one. Before I went and saw It, the new one, I saw the old one to see, so I could just have like so much of a background on it.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? You've seen none, I guess.
I've never seen Stephen.
Oh, man!
I can say my two favorites is probably, I got two favorites because both are really good and they're really considered classic. It's probably The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, those are the two best. Shawshank is my favorite. It's one of my favorite films of all time, actually. Both by the same director. Green Mile is kind of hard to beat, too.
Which, did you get that about I believe that the man is underrated?
Yeah. We'll talk about him a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, speaking about underrated, Spam-A-Lot, the musical that you haven't seen on Broadway but you've heard about, is going to get a movie, which is going to be a movie based on a musical that's based on a movie. If that sounds stupid to anybody else, you're not alone.
Hold on, I saw Spam-A-Lot.
You saw Spam-A-Lot?
Yeah.
No way.
I saw the movie one.
Oh, there's a movie. I didn't know there was an actual movie.
Yeah,
Spam-A-Lot.
I saw the Holy Grail.
Oh shoot! I thought you meant like the actual
no,
like
not the
musical.
play. I mean,
Spam-A-Lot.
I've seen the credits for the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Well, I've actually seen Spam-A-Lot like on Broadway when I went to New York. I really enjoyed it. It was funny. It's basically just a musical version of that.
What is my policy on musicals?
You don't like them unless they're animated.
Exactly.
He didn't tell Lisa Cooper, our drama director, that. But, she puts on really good musicals though. But yeah, I enjoyed Spam-A-Lot. I think it's really pointless to try to turn that into a film because I think this works better on stage than anything else. I think turning this into a movie is almost kind of redundant because you can't do much better than those original Monty Python guys.
Especially the Holy Hand Grenade. You can't do better than that.
I mean, first off, it's very, it's very dry British humor. And if you made a movie like that today, I don't think it would work. And granted, that's why they're bringing the music into it because musicals are huge now. But I mean, that first movie is just so brilliant, the way everything's kind of put together. The Holy Hand Grenade, I always laugh when the writer has a heart attack and like the monster has to stop following them. And everything was just real and it had kind of this grit to it that I don't think you could ever replicate.
It was like this big, it had teeth like this and it jumped like that.
And the whole, it's a witch burner. Like, you can't make that any better. I don't understand why they would want to do something like that again. I understand because the music, but I mean, let that be on stage. Just kind of leave it alone. Just because something has a recognizable name doesn't mean we have to make it,
Exactly.
I don't know. Xavier, have you ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I haven't.
You ever heard of
haven't?
Monty Python? He's
have.
not a person.
Everyone thinks he's a person. It's a comedy group.
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was just a person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Nope.
You're wrong.
Mr. John. Everybody thought John Cleese was Monty Python.
No, John Cleese is just one part of just one part of this. Apparently, he didn't like filming it, but I don't know. That was just something I saw online. I don't know, Chris. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. How do you feel about this? Because I know you're a fan.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, one of my favorite movies. It's
Me
great.
too, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know about Spam-A-Lot.
Oh, you didn't know about Spam-A-Lot?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man. Well, basically, it's just that as a musical, they sing stuff like "Run away, run away, run away, run away." It'll stop because of copyright, and it's just a fun little thing. Clay Aiken was in it for a little bit.
See, you're not like making this better as you describe it.
Oh,
You are not making this any better.
I don't think he's trying to.
I'm not trying to because I don't want to see this.
Well, like the more you describe this play, the more I don't want to see it.
Well, I mean, I think some things should just stay on.
You're reinforcing my own personal
I definitely
goals
think it
I live by.
shouldn't be a
my
movie.
principles.
A movie based off of a musical that's based off a movie.
Yeah, I think it's a little
What
bit.
if the movie is about them putting on the stage production of it?
I would watch that, but I mean, it's
Why?
called Birdman.
Boom! Mind gone.
I don't know, but
That's just called behind the scenes.
No. It's a fictional movie about them making the play that's based on the movie.
well, I'm not very interested in seeing this.
It's going to be like, Disaster Artist.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. Unless the original, I imagine you'll probably have a few sad cameos of the original guys and a few younger guys trying to recapture the glory that it was, and it's just not going to be as good. The best they can do is average, just like me with women. But
No, that's below average. Let's go to...
speaking about women, Harley Quinn is apparently going to get a spinoff.
What? They're not going to stop and reboot all this? They're going to keep it going?
Yeah, and according to Margot Robbie, it's going to be, quote, so good.
They're going to try to keep the party going, I guess.
Actually, she said more than that. She said it's going to be like this awesome, like, girl gang movie. But, I mean, you're not going to badmouth the movie unless you're Josh Trank.
Okay,
You know?
yeah, it's true.
And then you're in.
Yeah, it's true, because I think he's like one of the handful of people who've seen bash his own movie before it comes
Well,
out.
you coined the train. You coined the phrase tranking.
Yes.
Can you explain to people what tranking is?
Tranking is, say, an actor or a filmmaker is bashing his own movie before the movie even has a chance to come out.
Yeah, and Josh Trank did that. But I mean, most actors like Margot Robbie are playing this up a lot.
Oh, George Clooney, he's an exception.
George Clooney does talk bad about a lot of movies he's
Before
been in.
they even come out.
Yeah, well, George Clooney's a kind of an exception, you know. But you are a fan of Harley Quinn.
Well, I mean, I'm more of a fan of Margot Robbie.
I think every man is.
Yeah, so like to me, the whole movie, she was probably one of the only two highlights of this entire film. Only two passable things that were actually like entertaining in some points, and I would say was Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a very nice looking woman, too, though.
Very nice.
But I mean,
I even saw the uncut version. I only watched it for one reason too.
you are what the French call a pervert.
Yeah.
But no, but what do you think about them actually making a movie?
I don't really care. I know I'm going to see probably about a 30%, 25% possibly on Rotten Tomatoes. But I will probably go watch it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm probably not going to like it, but I'm still going to be in there watching it.
Yeah, I'm just really curious now because the Suicide
I know
Squad.
you're curious, but just
Shut
watch the
up.
uncut version with me. Just watch the uncut. You won't be curious anymore.
But that was a good one, I have to say. I'm gonna give you some
Or
points
just
for that.
watch Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, but that's true.
Yeah.
But as far as like the Suicide Squad movie, I mean that movie was just such a disaster on like a technical level.
At every level.
On really every level, it was just a horrible cluster of another word we can't use on here after that. But
It had the Justice League problem where you threw all these characters in at one time with like one backstory.
and deciding where the movie is after it's been shot. you
Yeah,
know,
pretty much.
which is a terrible thing to do. But I'm just really curious because now, how in the world are they going to keep going with this? This kind of world and cinematic. It's kind of like you made your bed, now you got to lay in it, kind of thing. They put all their eggs in the Zack Snyder basket, and they tried to get with this tone, and now they're stuck with it. They can't start over. They don't have enough time to start over. You know what I
No,
mean?
they don't.
How in the world are they going to keep going with this?
Oh, okay. They can fix this. There is a way to fix it, but I doubt they're going to go for it. Is start planning ahead, take your time to make these films, and write what you want to happen before you actually, like a timeline of what things you want to happen.
Yeah.
Like Marvel does that. I mean, that they don't. This is not exactly what's going to happen. We want this to lead to this, and then I mean that's pretty much what they write down. Anything in between, from this point A to point B, whatever you want can happen in there, as long as point A and point B happen.
There needs to be somebody like with a vision. You know what I mean?
There is. It's just people.
It's
throwing
very
stuff
obvious they
together.
don't have a plan. You know what I mean?
I mean, the continuity is poor.
Yeah, I just think that they need direction. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. But speaking
You
about,
always say that. Every time there's a bad, maybe it'll be good. It never is good.
well, I mean,
Maybe it's
you gotta-
never.
gotta
It's
have
never.
it. Well, this next story I'm hoping is really going to be awesome because
Oh.
Bill and Ted 3 is confirmed, guys.
You know how many years I've been waiting for this to happen?
How many years?
Since I went to Pizza Hut and they gave me a DVD copy of it.
So 2 weeks ago?
No, I would say since I was in 6th grade.
2 weeks ago. So, yeah, Bill and Ted 3 is confirmed, and it's going to be called Bill and Ted Face the Music. So I think we're both pretty excited about this movie. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is probably one of the craziest sequels. We talked about it one time on the show as crazy sequels.
Crazy
And a lot of
sequel.
crazy sequels in the 80s, but
Well, this was the 90s, man.
oh yeah, but it was 90. It's
I would
based.
say it was like 93. 92?
I think it was 92. 92 is basically 1980s. You gotta just admit. I mean, it's basically the 80s. Yeah, it didn't become the 90s until like 94. You know what I mean? But yeah, Chris, have you ever seen Bill and Ted?
I haven't seen Bill and Ted before.
Oh man!
Oh, you are missing out, man.
Dude. Well, basically the premise is Bill and Ted, Bill Esquire, and so these two guys, Keanu Reeves and other dude,
Alex
Winter, they have to go on this adventure for their high school project, their history project, and so they go through time.
Okay, now let's pull it back there. In the future, these men's music changed the world. They their songs are played, but they use it to communicate with alien life. I mean, it's just there's harmony in the future. But the guy sends a phone booth back in time to help them pass they're idiots. To help them pass their history project so they won't be separated when they fail. Because explain the second one, there's been time tampering. So if they don't pass this class, then one's going off to military school. So they never make the music. So he brings back a phone booth, and they go through different eras and pick up people to help them all, the historical figures, to help them on their final history project.
So yeah, George Carlin's in it.
Yeah, George Carlin's in it, yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the whole premise of the movie.
It's hilarious and awesome.
And there's it's just a little funny, comedy movie from the 80s.
They mispronounce everyone's name. They have no idea who these people are. I believe there's Socrates and Beef Oven.
Yeah, but now they're making a third one. Where do you think they're going to go with this one?
Face to me, I really don't know. There's so many possibilities they could go.
I'm thinking that they're going to, just according to the title.
Yeah, this is going to be even crazier than Bogus Journey.
Probably so, but...
Now, Bogus Journey, they died. The guy went back in time and killed them, and they had to play board games with Death, the Grim Reaper. If they beat him, he will help them bring them back to life.
And they play Battleship with them and stuff?
Every time they beat him, he throws in a new game and a new game and a new game. And then they get bored. They're bored playing with this dude. They just want to die.
But... I think just according to the title, I think they're going to be dealing with the repercussions of them messing with the timeline a little bit, and maybe we're going to see I don't know how they're going to deal with some of it's some things that are distinctively 80s about this. I'm really curious to see if it's just going to be them looking in the camera going excellent and doing air guitar again, or it's just going to be like the same characters and it's just going to be soft reboot territory. And I'm hoping it's the third one. I hope it's just something completely new and weird. But guys, in case you have any comments, questions, or concerns about this.
I got one thing to say about this movie.
What?
Station.
If you've seen the movie, you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
But leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We would love to hear what you guys have to say about this or any topics we got to talk about. And especially those people from Malaysia and Africa that watched us on that Infinity War episode. I hope you're still watching. But guys,
for reals?
Yeah, we got 1,000 views on that episode.
What?
And someone left a comment, I hope this is good. It's not. But guys, we're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have a really fun segment talking about the biggest grossing movies of all time, and if they deserved it. Stay with us.
What?
Sports Luke 89.1 WNIA Big Bang Radio right here. We kick off at 1:30 p.m. and we go to 3 o'clock, and then we go past 3 and go into overtime. It doesn't matter because everybody's a winner right here with Sports Luke. Kicking off talking about NFL, NBA, NCAA, college basketball, college football, local high school action going on around here in football and basketball. Sports Luke 89.1 WNIA Big Bang Radio. Are you listening?
Hey, Mean Gene here from 4 Downs Collegiate Football Radio Show.
What are we going to talk about on our spring preview show?
I got an idea.
Oh, yeah?
I've heard we all got new nicknames now, so...
What are you talking about?
You mean Rumpus and Clydesdale?
Hey, guys, what's my nickname?
Hey, wait. Why is Jason here?
Yeah, why are you here?
You mean Cubby Bear? I have no idea.
No idea? You said I could be on the show.
I did?
I thought you were taking Corey's spot.
Wait a minute.
All right, guys. Join us May 17th at 10 a.m. for the 4 Downs Collegiate Football Show preview show on Big Bang Radio, WNIA 89.1 FM.
Downright sexy. Guys, how are you doing? This is Isaac Anderson here.
I am Tyler.
And this is Big Bang Cinema. And time for our segment this week, which is We're going to go through the top 5 movies of all time. That's worldwide gross.
And do they deserve the cash?
Yeah, did they deserve the cash? Did they deserve the credit that they got? Because a lot of these movies are very highly regarded among people and critics alike. So,
well, we're doing unadjusted for inflation.
Yeah, because the adjusted for inflation, it's kind of hard to
argue with. All those films came out 80 years ago.
Yeah, most of them are just kind of like Gone with the Wind, and like you can't really argue Gone with the Wind. So it sucked. You're
Jaws and Star Wars.
You're just a hole if you do that. But
I'm ready.
But guys, time to go through some ones that you actually have seen, and these are some recent ones. And the number 1 movie of all time is.
Critic-wise or money-wise?
Money-wise.
Oh, money-wise, it's probably going to be Avatar.
Avatar.
Unadjusted for inflation.
Unadjusted for inflation. It's the worldwide biggest movie of all time. Now, Avatar is Dances with Wolves with blue people.
Well, it's called Dances with Smurfs.
Dances with Smurfs. Well, they're bigger than Smurfs.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, did they deserve that kind of credibility?
Yes and no.
Why?
Yes, on a technical level, they put a lot of money into that. That's probably some of the best special effects I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it looked close to being possibly as real as possible. It was mind blowing watching it. But the story was simple. But to quote a man who no longer believes in himself anymore, a special effect should not become the story.
No, it's a special effect without a story is a very boring thing.
Yes.
That's George Lucas. He didn't follow his own advice.
Yeah, but this, I have to say, like, it's pretty hard to say about this because those scenes were incredible.
They look really nice, and the thing is, the story is a story we've seen before. White foreigner goes to indigenous tribe in order to gain trust, falls in love with somebody or falls in love with culture. Mean white people go and attack them, and we should recycle. It's basically the plot of that movie. Yeah. But yeah, to me, I think this movie really bounced off the fact that it was the first big 3D motion capture movie ever. I mean, Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, God bless him. I don't think he's acted in anything since.
Yeah, he did a movie called The Titan, and
Clash of the Titans.
No, The Titan.
He did a Titan too.
The Titan, and I wouldn't suggest watch it. It's on Netflix right now.
No thanks. But James Cameron directed this.
And I think he raised the bar. He raised the bar for this.
I owe our producer Andrew $1 because I knew you were going to say raise the bar somehow. But yeah, as far as deserve the money, they did put a lot of work into this. I say that. As far as the story, if this was like a nice, cool, complex story, I don't think it would have hit as many people as it did.
See, but I think the problem was you couldn't make a movie this large and to have a really complex plot placed around it.
You could, but it wouldn't be as popular because people wouldn't be able to follow it.
I mean, I felt like this movie was more based on what you were seeing rather than what you were hearing.
Yeah, and I don't really feel like seeing 8 more of them, but apparently we're going to get them. So I guess mixed reviews. Guys, what do you think? Real quick, because we got to keep moving.
Did you ever see Avatar? And I'm not talking about the Airbender.
Do you think it deserved the money, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Chris?
Yeah, I think it deserved the money. It was a at least decent movie.
Heard that. They aim for average. I think that's all they wanted. And speaking about aim for average, we got James Cameron's number 2, and that's Titanic.
What?
Titanic's like the second biggest movie of all time. And this dude put his heart and soul into trying to making this movie. And it comes through like when you watch this movie. To me, I think this movie has better effects than Avatar in a certain way because it's like in the golden age of effects where CGI and practical stuff is blended together seamlessly.
Oh my gosh, wait. You telling me she let James Cameron die too?
Apparently. Well, James Cameron's still holding on. But yeah, this is a technical marvel and another really simple story. But did it deserve the money, Tyler?
Yes and no again. Yes and no.
I want a definitive answer.
Okay. Yes, on, like I said, technical level again. Probably a simplistic story. I did have a problem where it kind of felt like it exploited like a lot of deaths. Like that's kind of like making a 9/11 movie, which
and making it an action movie with a romance plot.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a tragedy, but on another level, it kind of brought a lot of like more recognition to the event that did happen, and his technology did help find the Titanic. Like so, I mean, it was. I don't know. It's like when it comes to James Cameron, he's always in that iffy territory. It's like he does good and bad at the same time.
Well, I think he knows exactly what he was trying to make here, and he did it flawlessly. Like,
See, I'm really unhappy about that because you couldn't go on a date without a girl wanting to watch this movie.
oh yeah, I mean, it's like a 3.5 hour long movie.
Yeah, so you
too.
get 3.5
It's on
hours
two
of sitting
VHSs.
there.
But yeah, I think it deserved the money. The dude put a ton of work into this movie, and it really changed kind of like the whole landscape. In the words of George Lucas again, we will never beat Titanic. Nobody can.
No.
But
Only
yeah,
supposed to beat Titanic.
I'm saying, yeah,
James
the
Cameron.
characters are very kind of one-dimensional and phony. Some of the dialogue's kind of iffy, but as far as everything else, I mean, this movie is James Cameron knows how to make a movie.
And another thing about it is, like, name some famous quotes that came out of this movie.
King of the world, and a lot of other stuff. But we got to
Hate me
move
like
on.
your French girl.
Xavier, did it deserve it? Yes or no?
Yep.
Yep.
Never saw it.
Never saw it?
Ah!
Wow.
Wrong button. Okay. But yeah, time to go to number 3, which I think we're getting a little change up here. I think we're going to the Disney rate. What do we got? Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This one's still fresh in our minds. Did this deserve the money? Yes or no? Hard one, yeah. Hold on, let's go over here. Chris, did Star Wars: The Force Awakens deserve all the credit it got?
I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good. Do you think that it being kind of like a rehash of A New Hope is kind of like, do you think that's worthy of like the $1 billion stuff it got?
I mean, yeah, with it being a rehash, that's true. But I still thought it did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Xavier, what do you think? Do you think this deserved the credit it got?
Yeah, everything about Star Wars is amazing.
Awesome. We'll have to talk
That's
about the
not
prequels
true.
later. But Tyler,
Nope.
nope. Why not?
Well, to start off, it's the same thing you just said. It's a complete rehash of The New Hope. I'm sitting halfway through this movie, and I'm telling the guy I'm sitting with exactly what's going to happen. I have no idea. I didn't read this plot. I didn't read the screenplay. I'm telling what happened. It's happening shot for shot for shot.
Yeah, I think this one does deserve the money. J.J. Abrams knows how to make a movie, just like James Cameron. This man
it's not an original movie.
It's not an original movie. This movie is very corporate. This movie is very think tank to death, and this one is almost a complete retelling of A New Hope. They made their safe movie to go make all the other movies they wanted to do.
It was so safe. I mean, it's a soft reboot that's also a ripoff.
Well, I think it deserved the money in that regard, but I would like something a little bit more original. But it's more there trying to remind you what Star Wars feels like and what Star Wars is.
They brought Kylo Ren and
Well, I'm over Star Wars now after The Last Jedi, but I think we have time for one more. What else we got? What's number 4? I don't think we have time for number 5.
Yes.
Ooh, Avengers! Did Avengers deserve the money?
I'd say so.
And why is that?
Well, start off with, it pretty much changed the whole cinematic landscaping. I mean, now everybody's on a rush to make their own cinematic universe now. I mean, and it was kind of, it was really original too, very original. I mean, you have individual characters, and all cinematic superhero movies from the 20s now all been individual storylines, and then bam, you have all these heroes with all their own film franchises come together to make one super franchise.
Yeah, but Tyler, Golden Age films and on the wooden dialogue is really what makes films great, right?
Not at all.
That's an inside joke. Xavier, did Avengers deserve the credit it got?
Yeah, I pretty much call Avengers like the family reunion of Marvel. So
I can see that. Chris?
Definitely.
Definitely. I'm with you there, definitely. Marvel pulled it off. Nobody else has been able to pull that kind of thing off.
No.
And they really did an awesome job.
Okay, I have to say back. Somebody did manage to pull this off unexpectedly.
Who's that?
The View Askew universe.
What are you talking about?
Kevin Smith.
Oh, whatever.
The Jay and Silent Bob universe.
But yeah, this one's the only one I can think of that ever had this kind of long-form storytelling like this with all the characters coming together work. Everyone that's tried this has failed except for them. And I don't know if this can ever be replicated ever again.
I don't think so.
And they had a man with a vision, and they took their time to build up these characters, and then when they got together, it meant something. They didn't just throw them together in the third movie.
So, everybody's like, oh, that's easy, just throw them together. And everybody else has tried this, has failed. You had Universal has failed. You have Warner Brothers has failed.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ever going to be at this level again because I think the time's kind of passed and you need to kind of get in that. But maybe, who knows? I know, I'm using that again. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or if you're from Malaysia, Africa, or Zimbabwe, leave a comment.
Oh, hold on. Let's pull that back. Africa or Zimbabwe?
Africa and Zimbabwe, which is in Africa, which is a continent, not a country. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are somewhere that we aren't normally, we're in North Carolina, so I mean, if you're not around here, leave a comment. We'd love to hear where you guys are from and what you got about the show. But anyway, next week we're going to talk about some stuff. I don't know, we got to think about the movie we got to think of. No quick flicks this week because most of the movies that came out this week suck or is not available in Rocky Mountain.
Yes.
So, guys, got anything else to add?
No.
What are we watching next week?
We'll find out. Xavier Johnson from FYI, thank you so much for being with us. I really do appreciate it.
Professor
Thanks for having
X.
me. I've had like tons of fun with you guys.
Yeah, you can watch FYI every single Friday, every single Friday from 10 o'clock right here on Studio 67 NCC's Facebook page and NashCom College YouTube page. And Xavier Johnson is going to be graduating this year, so congratulations to Xavier Johnson.
No, you're leaving us?
Yes,
no.
I am.
He's gonna be leaving us. We love Xavier to death, and we hope he comes and visits us all the time. And he's just a swell dude.
We can't lose our Professor X. We just can't do that.
Professor X. All right, and Christopher Darkins, thank you so much for being on the show as always.
Yeah,
we do
thanks,
appreciate
Chris.
it. Our best regards to Hunter, who's with his brother who just got home after being stationed with the Army.
Oh, that is a lovely story.
It's a lovely story. You have a lovely something. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Isaac Anderson.
I am Lettuce Brown.
Stay lovely.